should you get and build Blaze Altar? Short answer, probably no. Long answer, this entire video.
Ta-da! I'm back! Yep, signing with my real name this time. Guju Wang. After stashing it away for so many years, I can finally write this name out in public. I'm still the same old me though, so just call me Blaze like you used to, Doctor.
新しい技を試したかったとこなんだ。私も連れてって、ドクター。
Elite Operator Blaze. A feline who wields powerful and destructive arts. Capable of filling the role of guard and caster operator. And with her abilities and experience, she plays a key role in various combat operations. A 40 years old woman, by the way. So, Blaze the Igniting Spark is our newest 6-star primal caster, after Logos and Nymph. And is the first one that specializes in burn damage. At first glance, Primal looks pretty similar to a core caster. They have the same range, and normally do single target arts attack. But as the name suggests, instead of arts, they mainly do elemental damage. Either from inflicting element injury first, or straight up inflicting element damage, when the enemy is under a certain element burst effect. But, here's the thing. This archetype is typically not a good unit to inflict element injury on their own. So they require someone to do that for them. In Blaze Altar's case, her best partner right now is you. Aside from him, sadly there's not many reliable options for burn damage enablers. Burn Ritualist Lulu can't get here fast enough. Right now you do have Bobbing, but he's somewhat problematic. Viviana is also an option, but her role isn't exactly a burn enabler. Especially when it comes to higher resistance targets. Alright, this is Blaze Altar stats. Nothing exactly remarkable here. She has about the same stats as a core caster. Is vulnerable like most ranged units, decent attack which is arts damage. And an average cost. Though in the defense department, she does have a talent that increases survivability. And speaking about talent, here's her talents. Talent 1 will make Blaze instantly deal some element damage to any enemies who trigger burn burst effect. And also recovers some of her HP. The extra elemental damage is pretty nice. It has the potential to make some enemies instantly killed upon triggering burn damage burst. Notably elites, but probably won't make much difference for bosses, who typically have massive HP. And you cannot exactly spam this. Meanwhile, HP recovery might look like an odd thing to have here. Considering she's not someone like a phalanx caster that is used to tank hits. But it does make sense when you learn that 2 of her skills make her lose HP. Although it is not exactly something that can be easily triggered. Because it requires someone to trigger burn burst effect. As for talent 2, it more or less makes her immortal. You see, when Blaze gets defeated, instead of going back to the bench, she will enter a down state, where she will gain some barrier, and cannot do anything. She will also gradually recover her HP and SP. And when the HP is full, she will be active once again, and stun nearby enemies. There is no limit on how many times she can trigger this talent. But do keep in mind she will go back to the lobby if she got defeated during this down state. Overall it's a useful talent. But still, it's better you don't place her in a vulnerable position, or even use her to tank hits. By the way, the description says she cannot be healed during this down state. Which means you cannot speed up her recovery. But you can actually heal her with her talent 1. And also passive healing. then this is her potential upgrade list. You got stuff that will reduce her cost, increase her attack, and improve both of her talents. As for modules, we'll have to leave this part empty for now. Because Primal Caster still doesn't have a module, even in CN server. Which is kinda weird, considering there's already a good number of operators in this archetype. Well, make sure to share your module ideas in the comment. Now let's see her skills. Skill 1 will make her place some sort of ring of fire to the operator with the highest max HP. So that typically means a blocker. This fire will inflict arts damage to all enemies inside it. And also inflict some of that arts damage as burn damage. Allowing Blaze to deal burn and eventually elemental damage on her own. But since the burn is based on the damaged out, it will take forever to deplete element circle of high resistance targets. By the way, this skill also doesn't lock her SP, so once it's active, she will immediately charge her SP again, making it quite spammable. I suppose it's a decent AFK skill for handling trash mob. But clearing trash mob is hardly a remarkable thing in this day and age. Beside that, there's a lot of unimpressive stuff from this skill. Hard to inflict burn on high resistance targets. And something that left me disappointed the most is that this skill doesn't enhance her element damage. For comparison, all of Nymph's skills allow her to inflict additional elemental damage one way or another if the enemy is under Necrosis Burst effect. Whereas Blaze won't do more damage if she attacks the enemy under Burn Burst. And this is not just her skill 1, but skill 2 also suffer the same thing. And speaking of which, this is her skill 2. So, Blaze will change her attack range. Gaining an attack buff, can attack multiple enemies, but her attack interval now slightly increases. When she's attacking, she will leave a burning field on the target position. And every enemy who walks through it will get their movement speed reduced. Take arts damage, and some of that arts damage deltas burn. It's a pretty good damage and crowd control skill, in which she can defeat most elites, as long as they don't have crazy resistance. And the movement reduction can be useful to help stall enemies. But this skill has some weaknesses. For the first one, she can hit flying enemies, but they won't be affected by the burning field. Also same case like skill 1. The burn damage from this skill is based on arts damaged out, which isn't good against high resistance targets. Also, this skill doesn't do anything to enhance her elemental damage. Lastly, she will lose HP every time she attacks, which can be fatal. Not exactly a problem in most story content, but I find it to be rather troublesome in integrated strategies. Moving on, we have her skill 3. This is an ammo type skill, where Blaze will change her attack range, gaining some attack buff. Her attack interval massively reduced, her attacks now deal AoE. Every time someone triggers a burn burst she will get 2 ammo. And when attacking someone under burn burst effect, she will deal additional elemental damage. All I have to say is that when attacking someone under a burn burst, she can quickly destroy them. So, that was the positive. Here's the negative. The obvious one is that this skill will make her lose HP every second. However, Since this is an ammo type skill, you do have control over it. Not to mention a simple healer is all you need to fix this problem. But my biggest problem with this skill is how you can quickly waste her ammo. If the enemies are spread out, she could target an undesirable enemy. And considering this is an ammo type skill, with a very quick attack interval, in just a few seconds of attacking a different target, she can really waste this skill. Of course, this problem is manageable. But it makes this skill unforgiving if you don't plan thoroughly. For skills that I recommend to master first, well, it's pretty much just her skill 3. Since Blaze is not exactly the most reliable operator to inflict burn, it's best if you used her and her S3 to inflict elemental damage to the enemies. Not to mention skill 3 mastery gain is also impactful. She can get more ammo, reducing cost, and increasing her element damage. As for base skills, when she is in the control center, she can increase the mastery training speed of other operators. And when in power plant, she can increase drone recovery. So ladies and gentlemen, should you get and build Blaze the Igniting Spark? As you have seen, she is mostly known for her ability to inflict massive damage to enemies with her skill 3. But with so many shortcomings, honestly, I think you should skip her. Notably when you don't have a reliable burn enabler. Because Blaze Alter suffers from being heavily reliant on other operators to work best. Even more so than her Necrosis counterpart. Especially when compared to Necrosis. Right now there is only one reliable burn enabler. And that guy is limited. And what is funny is that, while Blaze Alter best partner is no doubt you. But there are more operators that you can partner with, and arguably synergize better. So overall Blaze Alter is not a good unit you should prioritize. That should be all. Adios.